Okay, so let's start by paying homage to the Buddha. Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. So today we will learn the lesson for in the lesson 4 we will learn subjects. So actually those are personal pronouns. So personal pronouns. So at the very beginning, I introduced the Pali verbs to you. So, the past root or verb is, dawati. That was in singular. So it can mean, he runs already. Okay, dawati alone, so can mean he runs. But if we want to put subject, so other than we need the personal pronoun. So common subject. So he. So for the he at that time. So instead of dawati, so will be, so dawati. Okay. So dawati. Here, so means actually he. Okay, so now roughly I will introduce this. So is da or dad, that is personal pronoun, mean that personal pronoun that. But with the later we'll see. So nominated case singular using for the subject. When we learn the noun form, so at the time we will learn that really. So now so we need to know that that is nominated case singular roughly. So that is why he. Okay. And then so dawanti alone also can mean they run, because Andy is the person plural of the present tense, right? But so here in this verb, subject is omitted. But if we want to put, so we need to know that personal pronoun. So at that time, subject will be they. they, da, went also. So here also actually, this day is also the same one, dot personal pronoun. So meaning is that, common sense. But here using as a subject, that is a nominative case, and then plural, mean they. Okay, so these, now we know that person. That person are singular as well as plural subjects are, saw and the, they. Saw and the they. So they are result of the, personal pronoun that. Okay, that I mean that, common sense is that. But here referring to the subject, a person, that is a, saw. So, or they. Okay, so Dawati, he runs. They, Dawandi, they runs. So with the every verb, that was in singular and plural. So we can do. So Gachati, he, goes. And the same way, they, Gachandi, me, they go. So in this way. So now, personal pronoun for the that person. Personal pronoun for the that person, singular is saw. Okay, plural is they. Now saw and the they. Okay, now let's go to the second person. So second person. So second person, singular, and then so plural subject. Okay, plural subject. So in English, just you, singular also you, plural also you, the same. But in Pali, singular is, Dwam, and plural is me. Okay. So second person, singular and plural subject, we are learning now. So even though in English, just you for singular and plural both, we use. In progress. But so in Pali, so singular is Doan, so plural is me. So that is why, the verb dawasi alone also can mean you, singular, run. And then, but if we want to put subject, so at the time, Doan, dawasi. Also, you, singular, run. Okay. So you ran in Pali, dawasi, or with the personal pronoun, tuan, dawasi. Both can be. The same way for plural, the verb dawata alone also can mean you ran, but if you want to put subject, so at that time, personal pronoun for the second person plural is do me. So, do me dawata. Also, you run. So that is why dawata or do me dawata. The same meaning, you ran. Okay, so now, so we already learned second person singular and plural subject. Singular is do me, plural is, singular is doan or doan. Plural is do me. We pronounce do me or do me, or maybe do me also. Do me. Okay, now let's move to the next. Is first person. Singular and then so plural subject. So singular is aham, I, and plural is mayam. Okay, singular is aham, plural is mayam. So now singular verb. So da, wa, me alone also can mean I ran. But if we want to use subject, so at the time, aham, da, wa, me. Also, I ran. The same way with the other verb. So, ba, we, meet. Mean, so I develop meditation, something like that. Or aham, ba, we, me also. The same meaning. I develop. So these are for singular. Now, for plural. So plural is da, wa, ma. Also, we run. But if we want to use subject, so we can put mayam, personal pronoun for past person plural. Mayam, da, wa, ma. Also, we run. Okay. The same way with the other verb. So meet me. So now I land. So me derived from the ud prefix rugaha and the na. And then now past person singular, me. So here, changing like that. So na to the, na with the dot. And then, so ha, na change their position. Na, ha. So in this way, we have the organamic. So island. So a hand. Organamic. Oh, so here da and ga are assimilate as a gaga. Because root is the most important one among them. That doesn't da follow to the ga. Actually, two possibilities, daga to the dada or daga to the gaga, but we use gaga because root is important to guess the meaning of that. So that is why. Okay, now hand organami. Okay. Mean, island. So for example, island Pali. Or I am learning Pali. In this way. So Pali is object later. How to use object later we will learn. Now just to understand, the personal pronoun. I. So the same way. Mayan. Organama. So we learn something in this way. So now in lesson 4, the purpose of this lesson 4 is just to know, that by saying subject, singular and plural are, so, and then they. So, and then second person subject, singular is doam, and plural is, dome. And then, so past person subject. So singular is aham, plural is mayam. So so, the, doan, dome, aham, and the mayam. So with every verb, we can use these personal pronouns. So these are the personal pronouns for subjects. Okay, that is the purpose of this lesson. Lesson 4. So that is here you see. So personal pronoun they are nominative forms. They are nominative forms. So nominative is just case ending for the noun. Later we will learn. Okay, just leave it, not to be confused your understanding. So personal pronouns for subjects. So past person or that person, singular is so, mean he, plural is they in English. And second person, singular is done, you, and the domain you plural. So for the past person singular is aham, I, and the mayan, and sometimes me also, like the domain or me. So we, but mayan is the most common one. So that is just mayan I introduce. So now in the paragraph number 17, so personal pronouns with verbs. So with verb root as. So root as. So at T and Sandy, a C, Atta. So as me and me. And then asthma and the asthma. So if we put, we can use so ati. Okay, so ati means just he is, but we need to understand there based on the usage. The same way, they, Sandy. So they are, and here also there. And then for the second person, so Dom, a C means you are just. And then, so dome atta means also you are, but plural. So aham as me, or am me. So I, so am. So for example, aham, so say so, ask me. Mean I am a student. So in this way we use. So the same way, mayam, asthma, or asthma. Mean we are. So for example, Mayan. So Buddha Sawaka asthma means we are. The Cybelos, the Buddha. So in this way, we can use. So later, why say so? Why Buddha Sawaka are or all? So later, while learning noun forms, we will understand. Now, the purpose of this lesson is so how use subject personal pronoun for the verb. So even though that those subjects can be omitted, but so if necessary, we can put. That is that we need to understand. So ati, they, Sandy, And then Doam asi, you are. And don't make ata, you are something or someone. So aham asmi, I am someone. So aham say so asmi, I am a student. And then mayam. Asama or Amma, Mayam Buddha Sawaka Asama, we are disciples of the Buddha, or we are disciples of someone, we are students of someone, like that. We can use it. Okay, so now we already learned the personal pronoun. So the for the third person, and the for second person, do, me, and the for past person, ahan, mayan, and then so rare form is so and then for the next bar, you see, in Parliament easy. So dawami, dawama, we already. So now you know new vocabulary for verbs. So when you see those verbs, you know, very new to you, but so following the way I introduce in this book, you know, by removing verbal termination, we can guess the base. And then by removing the conjugation sign, so we can have, you know, root easily. Here was sadi, okay, was sadi. So by removing, you know, the, so we have wasa base. Wasa means to dwell or to live. And here you see the ending one is up, you see. By removing this we have root was. Root was also to live or to dwell or to stay. Okay. Now by getting the, you know, wasa base, we can form other verb for the other person, for other numbers. So wasadi, wasandi, by adding or by replacing. So instead of D, you know, anti. By replacing D with the anti. So wasadi, wasandi, and wasasi for the second person. Wasata, wasata, and then wasami, wasama. Okay, we can form in this way for every person, past person, second person, third person, singular, plural. Okay, so that is why, you know, to understand the base is very important in Pali. And then next verb is gayati. So gayati is to smell or he smells. So in this verb, so to find base is very easy, just removing. So verbal termination T, right? But to find the root, maybe two possibility by removing R. So other root is Gaya, also possible, but not right. Because we have another sign, Ya sign, right? So that is another possibility, maybe. So sign is Ya. So root Ga is to smell. Root Ga means to smell. Sign is here, Ya. Okay, how to divide? How to analyze? That is based on your familiarity with, you know, Pali. But at the very beginning, maybe Ya or something difficult to you, but later, oh, this is Ya, or this is you will see. Okay, here you root Ga. So the same way, you know, root Gas, Kasadi. So he plants, so a farmer plants. the field. So to grow something, some plants. Okay, kasati or kasati. If we remove the t, we have the kasat base. If we remove the a, so here no sign sa. Well, that is the only a sign possible. So in this way, we can guess what kind of root or what kind of base and so on. So, okay, kasati, he plants. So he also kasati, kasandi, kasasi, kasata, kasami, kasama. And then next verb is root sa of the verb sayati. He tastes a meal. He tastes something. Okay. So here also. So if we remove the, so we have the saya base, okay. But for the verb, maybe two possibility. Sign is a or ya. So actually sign ya like the ga. Root is sa. Root is sa to taste. So gayati, sayati. So sensitive verb. Related to the sense, organ, mouth. Okay. And then, so next verb, it means he comes. Okay, here we can say by removing, D, we have the A base, also okay. So AD, he comes. And then, so to say they come, by replacing D with the ND, so in D, they come. And the AC, you come, eta, so you come. And me, I come, ema, we come. So, but this verb has two meanings. So root it means actually to go. Okay. But that root has a natural changing. We don't use it itself. That root is changed to the A. So that is why. So at that time, so we have the AD. So he goes. And then in the, they go. Okay, like that. And then AC, eta, emi, ema. But so you see, the same meaning, the root which has the same meaning. Also, we already learned root gam, right? So root gam also to go. Okay. So we have the, saw gachati. So he goes. We already learned. But so to the root gam, if we add a prefix and the root gam, at the time the meaning is changed. As to come, right? To come. So agachati. He comes. So the same way to the root E. To the root E. So by adding the R prefix, the meaning also change to come. So here, so the root E alone also has a natural change into the A, and then R and then E, or sorry. So R and then E, these two vowels together also has a natural change into the A. So that is here R and A together change to the A. So that is why. So if if we have the AD, so at the time he comes. So in this way, the same form you see AD and also AD. But one form he goes, another form he comes. So based on the context, we need to understand. So that information in the dictionary, so we can see. So you see, AD is AD itself, or here R and the AD. So that is it can help to mean to go and the to come. Or to go or to reach often commonly, but if we use R and the AD at the time, to come back or return. So in this way. So that is based on context. So to come meaning or to go meaning, which one is possible? We need to analyze it based on the context. So that is fine. So if we see AD at the time, so he comes also possible, or he goes also possible. So, and then this rule is a kind of the irregular. We don't use, you see, we don't use sign. To the root E, D is directly added. Our termination D is directly added. We don't use sign. That is a kind of irregular. Okay. And the next verb is fusati. Fusati. Fusa and the D. And the fus and the up to touch. So fusati, he touches. Fusandi, they touch. And fusasi, you touch. Fusata, you touch. You touch something. And the fusami, up become long. I touch. And fusama, we touch. So the same way, what bad D, what bar, base, and the root wa. Root wa. So sows, sow some plants. He sows what bad D. And the what bandit they sow. And what best you sow a tree, a plant. And what better you sow, what balmy I sow, what balma we sow. And then here Jane did mean he thinks. Here also So if we remove D, so change D base. But if we remove A sign, change. So root is change. To think, we use sign A. So we have the change D base. Okay. But you may remember, if we sign A, if we use sign A, so vowel changing, root vowel changing happened. So that rule, so we already learned in the lesson 2. But here, so those vowels followed by the double consonants, so that rule will not be applied. Exception. So that is the only change, not change. It is not changed to the A because it is followed by the conjunct consonants or double consonants. So only when followed by a single consonant. So that root vowel changing habit, R to R, EE to A, OO to O. Okay. So now Jane D. So Jane D, he thinks, and the Jane D, they think. Jane D, you think, you consider. And Jane D, you think or you consider. And Jane D, me, I think. Jane D, ma, we think. Okay, just replacing D with the and the sita me ma. And G na D, we already. Okay, G na D. So G, root G to conquer, to win. The sign is na and the D. So he conquers, he wins. And G na D, they conquer, they win. G na si, you conquer, you win. G na ta, you conquer, you win, plural. And G na mi, I conquer, I win. And G na ma, we conquer, we won. And then su na di also we already, right? Root su and the na sign with the dot. And then di, su na di. So he hears or he listens. And then by replacing di with the and di, su nan di, they hear, they listened. They listen. And su na si, you hear, you listen. Su na ta, you plural hear, you listen. And Sunami, I hear, I listen. Sunama, we hear, we listen. And then Bawi, that Bawi also, we already planned. Okay, so Bawi, related to this root, we need to know. So actually root is boo. So to be or to become, to be or to become. So at that time, so we use sign up. We use sign up. So like the root us. Root us also to be, but root boo also to be. And then the same root. So root boo mean to develop, but sign is A. So with the sign up, we have the bawa base. Bawa base by changing like this. So in the root boo, So this U, so followed by the R side. This U has a natural change to the or to our. So that is how we have the power base. So we have the power D, power D, power C, power T. And then power me and power ma. In this way, power D, he is, but we don't use their sense, just he is. That is different from the root us. Bawadi, so Bawadi, he is. The Bawandi, they are. So you Bawasi, Dwan Bawasi, you are. Dwan Bawat, no me Bawata, you are. So Hambawami, I am. Mayam Bawama, we are. Just that. We become. So Bawadi, he becomes. The Bawandi, they become. Dwan Bawasi, you become. Dwan Bawat, no me Bawata, you become. So Ahambawami, I become. So Mayambawama, we become in this way. But so if we use the sign A, so at that time, so we have the, Bawe base. So firstly, root U commonly has a natural change, followed by the any vowel. Root vowel U has a natural change in this way, will become or become our, the ending vowel of the root. Okay, not middle, the ending vowel of the root. So here also, firstly, so root U followed by the A vowel. So common way, U change to the or change to the our. But sign is A, that is different from the R. Sign is A. So when we use sign A, if we see R before, that R need to be changed to the R. If we see E, need to be changed to the A, and the U to be O. So here in the our, so that R is changed to the R. That is one more step. So that is how we have the bar way, you see, bar way. So to develop. So in this way, some root, so based on the different group, based on the different conjugation assigned, they have different meaning. So the other one, root D's, root D's. So this root D's is, to C. So at that time, sign is up. But, base is, passa. Passa. So here, possible saying explanation is, not changing. So these are replaced by the, bus. Is replaced by the bus. In Pali, we consider as this, but in Sanskrit, bus also. So we can see in the dictionary. For example, baseti. So baseti, Vedic is Sanskrit, Bhakshyati. Okay, Bhakshyati. But in Pali, root does or dis in this way, root dis. So that is that, we can check in another dictionary. So for example, this one, Baseti. So at that time, root is, dis. but they explain this is change to the past or something like that. In other, that is shortcut. So instead of saying changing, just replacement or substitution, we can say substitution. So root this replaced by the past. So at the time, we have the bus said D, he sees, bus and D, they see, bus said C, you see, and bus said ta, you see. So basami, we basana, a basa, you see, or anubasana. So from this root, we basana, just we preface. And then, so basama. So this root sign, root this with the sign up. But that root this to teach or expound, at the time sign is A. So we have the DC base. So appliance sign A, so root vowel changing it to the A habit, that is DC. So DC, descended, DCC, DCta, DCmi, DCma. So from the root Ds, we have the noun form, very familiar with this. So we basana, noun form. The same way from the root Ds. So we basana means insight meditation, right? And then from the root Ds, we have the noun form, desana. Desana means discourse. Discourse is taught by the Blessed One. Okay, in this way. So that is why, here the one point I want you to understand is the same root, but different sign. At the time, they have different meaning. So root bu, so sign bawa base to be or to become. Root bu is sign bawa base mean to develop. The same way, root these sign basa base to see. But root these is sign. So we have the DC base mean to teach or to expound. Okay, that's what I want you to understand. So, okay, and then now the last one, the note. So the note separate, we already see that. Okay, so root dan and all sign and it separates or extend. The no di, the no di, the no si, the no ta, and then the no mi, the no ma. So now, exercise, but now already almost 1 hour, just 2 minutes. So, okay, for this lesson, any question do you have? Okay. Okay. And anything else to ask? Okay. So, okay, if you do have a question.
Dear Bante,
Yes.
could you please explain to me why this is changed to past?
Okay, that is maybe different, how to say, different branch of different family of languages. So at the very beginning also I introduced so for example, even though you know in English, so to be, right? But so for the past person singular, so we say, you know, I am. But for the second person, you are. And then, so for the that person singular, he is. So actually those am or are or is are not changing from the root, you know, from the infinitive but be. That is just replacement. That is a nature of a language. So the same way in Pali also. Even though root Ds, as it, you know, root Ds also I already told you look like the infinitive but infinitive sense. But in forming for the past person, second person, that person, so such a replacement rarely we find in Pali.
Thank you for your explanation.
Okay.
And how about the verb? The root I is mean go.
Root E. Okay.
Root
Yeah.
E. Root E. So et and t. Ahang imi, right? Ahang imi ima. Mayang ima.
Right.
So sorry, tang is no, tang is so and tumhe is itha, right?
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, Bante.
Okay. Welcome. And then any more question? Okay. So if no more question, so let me stop here by saying sadhu. So sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Bante.
Welcome.
Thank you, Bante. Good night.